Hey friends, welcome to my video. In this video, we'll see how to read the content of a HTTPS website in your Android app. So let's begin. We'll create a new project, name the same thing, say for example, read HTTP read app. Rest of things I'll leave it as it is and click finish, or probably I'll change it to the latest version, which is 34, and click finish and wait for the environment to load. It will take a while. Once the environment loads, I will start the emulator also in parallel, and first and foremost thing, I'll define the permissions in the manifest file. So the only one permission which I need is to access the internet, because we'll be reading it over the internet. So that's the only thing which I think we need to define. And apart from that, in the layout, I think that by default they give text view. We can reuse it. I'll keep the layout very simple. Most of the stuff I'll do it on create method itself. I just put one button to read the content. So to name this button, say for example, first I'll give some constraints. And okay, so this is in parallel, it's a starting, so let it start, and I'll say read HTTP. Okay, so emulator has come up, but I'll just minimize it for the time being. We need it later. And apart from this, I think just reuse this one text view as it is. And now I'll go to my Java code. In the Java code, first and foremost, I'll define a class variable for that text view, so that I can access that widget from my Java and associate it with the text view widget. So by using the findViewById, R.id.textView. And also I'll define a public void method for button on click functionality, public void, and button HTTP read. You can name this method anything, it doesn't matter, but you have to make sure that we associate this method to this particular button on click. So if you go back to the layout, and over here, if you scroll down in this on click, just like this, so whenever this button is clicked, this particular method will be called over here. Perfect. Now to call the or to access the any particular portal or HTTP content over the internet, we should make sure that we don't do it in the main thread. So I'll do one thing, I'll quickly create another thread. So thread, I think I'll use this one, and in this new Runnable. Perfect. So it will give me this kind of structure, and over here in this run method, I can call my method whatever I want to run, and after defining this, I'll just do thread start. So first let me define another method, which will be basically, it can be a private method, I guess, public void and HTTP connect, and I don't think I need any input argument to this, and that's what we'll be calling from here, HTTP connect. Perfect. Also I'll do one thing, I'll define another class variable with the URL. So private string URL, and here we'll play with different URLs. Say for example, first I can start with https google.com. We'll see if we are able to read this particular portal or website or not using the HTTP concept. So now in this website, in this method, in fact, first let me create a try catch block, because anyway most of the things I will have to put it inside a try catch. So, and I'll just print set text e.toString for any exceptions which is this. Now first and foremost in this method, what I'll do is I will start creating my HTTP object. So HTTP URL connection, that's what I think I need. You can use either, but I think I'll use the second one, because it will also be working for my only HTTP one. And please don't use the client and all, those are no deprecated. So say for example there is some, I'm not sure if it will show up. No, it's not even showing up, but there was an earlier API which was HTTP client. Please don't use that. That's deprecated. And now if I can create a URL, alt enter, okay, new URL, and the string will be string of URL which we already have it. So this will form my URL, and now I can go ahead with the connection, which is basically open command, open connection. What's the error? Let me see. Cast. Okay, yeah, please cast it. And then once we have it, then we'll create something called input stream. So we'll read it in one by one in the form of stream, and input stream connection dot get input stream. So this is the main method, to be honest. Once the connection is established in line number 51, this is the main method where it will read the data into input stream. And now once we have the input stream, then we can get it into the reader form. So what we can do it is input stream reader, and here we can create new input stream reader with the input as input stream. Yeah. And then we can use some kind of like while loop or something in the iterative form. Will read the data. So what we can do it is we can probably first use something like int input stream data. Perfect. And now I'll do one thing, input stream reader dot read. Yeah, this will be in iteration, and then we'll in the while loop we can check whether this is input stream. If this is not equal to -1, then we should iterate. And what we can do, we can repeat this line which we have done it above. Control C, Control V. I'm not sure what's the error. Let me see. I'm not sure what's the issue. Let me see. Okay, so I got it. The mistake is that this particular I chose the wrong variable. So this is the variable which I have to choose. So input stream data, which is not equal to -1. Yeah, perfect. So once we have it, so I think more or less structure is ready. But I'll do one thing. I am not still reading the data into any particular form. So I'll create another class variable called StringBuilder. StringBuilder new StringBuilder. Perfect. And once I have it, then in this while loop, one by one, I'll read the data StringBuilder dot append, and here what I'll do is I will read the data input stream data. That is perfect. If required, I can typecast it also. I was expecting the error. Yeah. So once I have it, then I think more or less I'm done. I don't think there's anything else to be required. The only other thing what we can do it is we can close this connection. So at the end, probably we can call this finally, and if URL connection, okay, I'm not able to access this URL connection here because it's a part of this subroutine itself. So I'll do one thing, I'll close it here only. So if HTTP URL connection is not equal to null, then close it. So HTTP URL connection dot disconnect. Perfect. Yeah, so it's good to disconnect, otherwise yeah, it may lead to different kind of caching problems. And I think once we have the content in the string builder, we have to also print it, right? So for that, what I'll do is I'll in this button call, I'll print that. So I'll do one thing, TextView dot set text, and then string builder dot toString. Perfect. I think that's all. Let me run and see if it works. So right now we are reading for google.com. We'll do it for, yeah, this same concept will work for different websites. So Okay, so my app crashed in the start itself, and what I think is in the start itself it's calling this method over here, and everything looks good to be honest. I think the only problem could be, okay, I think I got it. So this is, we are calling inside while loop. That was the problem. We should have called it outside the while loop, not inside. Yeah, so let me read on the code, and hopefully this time should be fine. Yeah, so this time it's not crashing. Perfect. So let me click on this button and see if it works. Perfect. Yeah, so if you see, of course I've just used TextView, that's why it's covering whole screen and all. We could have used some kind of list and all to display it better, but I didn't want to spend too much of time on the layout part in this particular demo. So more or less it seems like, yeah, it is working. So we can try with some other website instead of Google. So probably, okay, first I can show you what happens. So in this if you go to the view page source, so even this is the page source which is displaying, which is the HTML part of this website. So we can do it the same with my website, which is programmerworld.co, and I can try if and see if it works with my website or not. So I'll rerun it. I'm not sure why it didn't come anything. So yeah, I've rerun it and let me see. Perfect. So if you know, of course it's very small, I can zoom in, but yeah, if you can see, this also gives the low level code of the my portal, right? So if you can, same thing you can do over here also. You can try and you paste source and you'll get almost similar over here. Yeah, so that's all I wanted to show you, how easy it is to read the content, and this is especially useful when you have to read the content, say for example form of JSON file or something, or XML file. Then you can use this concept to read it. So I hope this video is useful to you. If you have any questions or suggestions, then please put in the comment section below, and if you like this video, then please subscribe to my channel. Thank you and have a nice day.